How many times have you come across the YouTube video that says you need $1 million to retire now? You need $1.5 million to retire today. You need $2 million to retire today. I've answered these questions in previous videos, but today I'm going to do something totally different. I am going to answer them using a software package so you can see that that is really not that's not quite the right question to ask. There's a lot of variables that go into creating that as the result. It's the solution of a lot of assumptions and a lot of personal things to you. Okay, so I'm going to go through that in Boldin Software. So I recently got an email on this topic and it says, hey, I want to retire. How much money do I need? I don't want to run out of money. I don't want to stress, and I don't want to leave a lot of money to my kids. What's the answer, Joe? By the end of this, I'm hoping to convince you that, hey, you need a comprehensive analysis, and you can do this simply with your own spreadsheet, or you can use this software package that I'm going to be talking about here today. Today, I'm going to go through 7 different variables. Not going to change the amount of net worth for this individual at all. The dollar figure is not going to change, but I want you to watch the percent probability of success change when I change inputs that are personal to you. Okay. It's very important you know I'm not going to change the dollar amount. So let's get into that. I'm going to share my screen. Share my screen here. I got a couple screens I could look at here. Okay. Hopefully you're now looking at my new screen. Yeah, I think we are. Are we? Yeah. You can see this couple has a net worth of $1.3 million. Now that is, there's some house in there. I think I got like $500,000 worth of house. Yeah, $500,000 worth of house. So this couple has $800,000 in investable assets and a 95% probability of success. Okay. Now just a quick overview of them. So here's 800,000 in assets. They've got 600,000 in retirement equities. Okay. They're still working. So here's what they're depositing each month. I'm not going to go into that. Here's what they got in their retirement fund fixed, $100,000. They have a Roth IRA, $20,000. They have a checking account with $30,000 in it, and a Fidelity brokerage account with $50,000. Trust me, that all adds up to $800,000. So income, this person is still working. The spouse is already retired, but they're making $8,000 a month. Planning on retiring in 2 years. This person is 63, planning on retiring at 65. That's kind of high level. No pension, no annuities, no windfalls expected. So let's jump into this. So back to the overview, you'll see 95% probability of success. Okay, now let's go to this question I was getting. You need $1.5 million to retire. Well, let's just simply go, let's do something real easy here. I'm going to my profile and let's just look at age. My name's Joe. You know that. Let's just say the birth date is, instead of 1964, this person is 1970. Let's just move them 6 years. They're 6 years younger. I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to go back to the scenario. And that dropped to 85% probability of success because of my age. That's not a bad number, but it dropped it 10 percentage points, just showing that it's a major lever. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to change that back. Profile. I'm going to make myself back to 64. So there was number one thing that affects didn't, probability of success went down only because of the age change. Okay, now let's go into expenses. Okay, recurring expenses. Only expense I have in is $5,000 a month. This person that needs $1.5 million, they didn't say what their expenses were, but let's just go in here for fun. and change expenses up to, 7,500 per month. That's all we're changing. And the overview probability of success drops to 39. So expenses mean a lot. They mean a lot. Let's go back to expenses. I'm going to put this back down at 5,000. But I'm going to add another expense of, let's say, go-go spending. Go-go spending. And because what are we going to do in retirement? We want to spend money. So I'm going to put $2,000 a month in there. That's starting at age 65 when this person retires. This is not me. I'm not sharing my facts here. This is the dummy account I have. And let's just do that till they're 75. And I'm not going to do slow go spending, but you know what? You've heard me talk about that before. That's from 75 to like 80. So I'm just adding one line item of go-go spending. Let's see what the overview goes back to. It goes down to 80% probability success from 95. You see these numbers moving things around has nothing to do with the net worth or investable assets. So again, I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to take that out. So you could one-time expenses are big in there too. So maybe it's a trip, maybe it's a new remodel you want to do. So you got to put in these personal numbers that are yours. Okay, so how much you're going to expend in one-time expenses, go-go spending, slow-go spending, that all matters a lot. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to bring that back to 95% probability of success. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change where the money is located. Okay, so let's go into assets and debts. Okay, so this $600,000, I'm going to take this fixed and put it up there. So I'm going to make this fixed $700,000, or not, sorry, the equity is $700,000, 700,000. It's making 8.8%. And then I'm going to go down to the fixed portion and I'm going to make that 0. Making this the exact same amount of money, but it's a different way to invest the money. Hopefully that makes sense. You go back to the overview, jumped up to 96. So taking 100,000 out of fixed, increased it a little bit. Not a big lever, maybe not as much as you thought it would do. Assets, let's do that the other way. Let's take the traditional IRA equities and make that 0. And go down here to fixed and make that $700,000. Drops from a 95% probability down to 77. Again, I didn't change the total dollar amount at all. Now I was a little extreme. I put everything in equities or everything in fixed, and that's not going to be reality. But you do need to have some sort of plan for sequence of return risk. This is why I have, 17% of my net worth investable assets are in fixed, like CDs, money market funds, bonds, okay, tips, something like that. And then I've got the 83% is all in equity. So where are you going to be? So when you ask the question, how much money do I need to retire? You need to know what your risk profile is, how much money you want saved for sequence of risk, so you can sleep at night if the market goes down for the next 2, 3, 5 years. It's a big deal. So asset location. Another thing, I could have put everything into a Roth. I'm not going to do that. That'll just take time. But imagine if all the $700,000 in their IRA was all in a Roth IRA. You don't pay any taxes when that money's coming out. It'll change that to 99% probability of success, right? Hopefully you get that. So I'm going to put these numbers back, $600,000 here. Save, and then fix. I'm going to bring this down to 100,000. So where your money is located, if that was all in a brokerage account, you're going to pull that money out and pay capital gains taxes on it. That's probably a different number, will be a different number than your ordinary income number. So where your assets are located on this page is a huge, huge deal. I did the age. I think I did that first. Yeah, I did that first. Social Security timing. So, hey, we're back to 95% probability of success. Let's change, go to income. And they're presently planning on taking Social Security at 65. Okay, 65 for a spouse. They happen to be the same age. So I'm gonna change that to 62. Let's just see what happens. Okay. Claiming age. I'm gonna move that. Well, they can't take it before they're already 63. Let's not do that. Let's just say they're going to take that at 70. Let's move that the opposite direction. We'll move that out to 70 and see what happens. We're going to move that out for 70 or just one of them. Let's just let's do both. What the heck? We'll just have fun with this. So I'm going to move both of them are going to take Social Security at 70 now. Let's see what that does to the probability of success, up to 99. So from 99 to 95, because they pushed it out. You got more fixed income for, a higher number, adjusted for inflation if you push it out. That typically happens when you push out Social Security. So yeah, it's a big deal. I'm not going to change that number. I'm going to leave that at 99 to save some time. Another thing I want to talk about is flexibility. How flexible is your spending? Boldin, the software that I'm using, has this guardrail set up. Here's current amount of money that these people have, this couple, and they set guardrails. If you reach the lower guardrail is set at a 70% probability of success. If your investments hit that 70%, it's going to say, take a haircut, cut your spending, and it tells you what to decrease your spending to. And if you hit this upper guardrail where you got confidence of 95% probability, it's going to say, hey, increase your spending a little bit. It specifically tries to keep you between that 70 and 95% probability of success and tells you how much to spend. Flexibility in spending is huge in increasing your percent successful. Let's see, the last, I already talked about sequence of returns. So there you go, folks. I'm going to stop sharing right here. Stop sharing. I just showed 7 different changes to this person's retirement, not affecting assets at all, the value of the assets that they have. So if somebody asks you the question, or if you are asking this question, how much money do I need to retire? Boy, you've got a lot of decisions, a lot of understanding, and a lot of inputs to get to that number. That number is really the product of all these selections, okay? So there's no magic number, okay? I'm sorry to say that. There's no magic number that's going to say, hey, you're good to retire. Even if you had $10 million, you could be spending, $40,000 a month and not have enough money. So you got to have a worksheet. You got to be using a certified financial planner, or you got to be using a comprehensive software package. The one that I use is Boldin. You can see how powerful this is. I'm telling you, I think it's the 3rd link below, get a free 2 weeks. I bounced around this very fast because, you could spend hours on this if you want to. I find it very simple. I've got videos where I fully load it in under 10 minutes with all my information. And then you can play with it, okay? And play with it and know the levers, because it's not about the dollar figure you have. It's where it's located, how you use it, okay? And the assumptions that you make. It's a big deal. Don't feel comfortable with just a number. Make sense? Joe out.